a pneumatic Henry vacuum cleaner from 2008, week 12. Very nice new indeed. He is currently broken. The owner has checked the fuse, but nothing more. What could be wrong with this Henry? We have a long list of things that we know it could be. We best start from the top, go down and see if we can get him working again, which his owner would like very much. Let's have a look. Hello, my vacuum cleaner and smiley faced vacuum chums. How are you today? Yes, I got their V11, which needs a trigger, and this, which just stopped working, which is a good sign. Not burning out, it didn't make a smell, it just stopped working. And as I'm talking to you now, I am checking and feeling the cable just to make sure that there's nothing egregiously and obviously wrong. You know the horrors that we have seen on this channel before. That all looks good. Let us confirm that he is indeed completely and utterly stone dead. Fair enough, we may as well open the plug just to be sure. The fact that it is not an original moulded pneumatic plug is a little bit telling, but no, that all looks fine to me. That's a very decently wide plug. I don't know really, I was going to say I have fair confidence in the fuse as well, but if we don't check it and whatever we fix doesn't fix it, we're always going to be wondering, aren't we? So we'll come over to our Henry workbench. No, this way round. Yep, the fuse works fine, although we're going to need this in a second. This is a secret tool that will help us later. So that's absolutely fine. Nothing truly wrong with that. I'm going to wind the cable up. No, we will leave it unwound because we can check the inner join in just a second. So, underneath, yeah, he doesn't smell burnt out, so that's fine. Is there a bag? Oh, there is. It's a new bag, although it is belching out a bit of dust. In fact, I think I might put that hose back on because it's stopping all the dust from belching out in the room, because I want to use this as a workbench as I go and get myself a crosshead screwdriver and take out these 4 outer screws. And we can flip him over, and some of the screws will drop out into there, that's fine. Take off his lid, nothing wrong there. Take out the cord reel and we can inspect. You've got to sort of peer in where the cable joins there, and that's all fine. And looking at the contacts, they're fine as well. Oh dear. So this is where we can get our multimeter out and do a second check. We need the plug for this, which will, doesn't really matter which is which. Just start with one pin on the plug, and you should hear a beep from one of these. Oh, you can't see that, although you can guess what I'm doing. We'll do the other pin. Sit there, there we go. Nothing wrong with the entire cable assembly. Which means we can move on to the next problem. This is a 2009 Henry, and well, pneumatics quality has sadly been declining greatly every single year. The high point is the mid-90s. Tell me otherwise, but the switches are a reasonably known issue, although it is completely 50-50 now. If the switch tests good, we're just going to rip its PCB out and try again. So that is on. I can't actually remember which way it is I need to go. Oh, well, that's working fine. So PCB is absolutely glorious. As always, it's my next port of call. On the way, we should have a peek at the motor and check that it isn't that. Oh, in fact, we may as well leave it upside down now. Fine. There you go. We'll pull this off and we can have a look at our motor. Because, it could be the motor. I'm not seeing any, you know, big burnt holes in this sound deadening that says that it might be. Oh, yeah, that motor's okay. Yeah. Check the carbons, they don't seem to be stuck. Although perhaps, I don't know, hang on, I can't. No, I don't think that's stuck. That is fine. I think we do need to do a PCB extraction, and here is the PCB itself. It just hangs off of there. We can undo it from here, and in fact we don't need to do anything else under this part. We can simply pop the motor back into place. I don't know why I'm trying to do it upside down. It's very stupid of me. Pop the motor back into place this way round. There we go. We'll tuck the little wires back into where they need to go. And, well, I'm going to pop this whole bottom part back together, because now I'm fairly sure we can just work from the back to PCB delete him. With that bottom bit snugged up, we can continue. We're going to pull this wire off of here, and these live wires off of our now defunct green switch. And we can pull this brown link wire out too. Then we can take, I hope there's enough length on this. Yeah, we can pull more length on it. We'll take our other motor wire, feed it through this ferrite coil, pop this the other side of this switch, like so, and we now have a Henry that is hopefully on and off. No fancy power saving malarkey here. No, we'll leave that switch in place so we don't have a big hole, because I really can't be bothered to go and hunt out a blanking plate for this. So that is there. We're going to pop our cord reel back into place, and we may as well just leave it like that. We'll turn the switch to the on position, pull you back a bit so you can see it catch fire if it does. Ooh. Ooh. That's a burny bubbly poppy noise. Why are you making a burny bubbly poppy noise? That motor didn't seem too bad. We are going to take a carbon brush out and have a look. That was very bubbly and poppy. What's wrong with you? Why don't you want to live? Let's just go take the wires off, and maybe we will have a better look, because the armature does look a little bit worn. It might clean back up. I think we're going to try, because everything else seems absolutely fine, and it certainly sounded like it was going to start to fire. So we'll take this off and get a brush out. We'll come off of this rug, because this rug will hide the carbon dust a lot better. Come on, just grip. Right, we'll take those screws off. Then we need to pop this wire to, oh, those carbon brushes look fine. They really don't. Now, hang on. Let there be light. Yeah. Fairy dokey. Let's see what the other side is like. You and you off. Oh, this one's fine. So one carbon brush has worn right down, but I don't think it's destroyed the armature at all. Now that I can look at it in more detail, I think if we pop this top frame off, we might be able to tidy it up a little bit. Oh, look, here's my socket set. Oh, this is where we have to hunt the not quite right size socket. I must sort this out one day. Nudges. And I lost my 8mm, and I think that's what it is. I helped to nail. Oh, I helped a neighbour do his car and dropped my 8mm socket right down the side of his fender and couldn't be bothered to get it out. And yeah, I think it's going to need a different socket anyway. Let me go hunting. It's a 1/4. That fits perfectly. Not a 10, but a 1/4. Right, so we'll take those off. Then, oh really, why do we need to lever you? You don't need levering. I don't have a lever. Very gently. In fact, I might even hit it. Oh, I don't have my hammer. Don't want to ruin the armature because I think we can probably save that. It's a lot easier when oh, that did move it. Come on. Okay, the bearing's staying put, but I don't care. There we go. One bearing and commutator. Oh, actually, no, so that bearing is a bit of a pain, but we might get away with it. I probably didn't need to do that at all. We can spin the nut. What I'm trying to do is spin this com. Oh well, we can see now that I don't think that's unsavable. I think that's okay. I'm not going to bother doing the bearing, to be honest, because I don't care that much. We're going to pop this back on after all of that and try the other way. What we're going to try are these, my commutator sticks, which came from that place on eBay a long time ago. So no, I'm afraid there's no point in asking me where I got them from because it was eBay. They come in these sticks. I'm trying to use, there's a bit of a, there we go. I want to use that bit of broken stick. Pop those back in there. So what this essentially is just a big chalky stick. If we use the existing carbon holder to sort of twist it to help guide it, and I spin the fan, there it is. That has just cleaned up that com, I think, perfectly. Oh yeah, that is perfect. Look at that. You saw how little time that took. I just want to try and wipe off all of the excess dust, although it's about to go whoop, everywhere. Right. Don't actually have a decent carbon brush. What I have is this one, which came off of it, and oh, if I just put that, another one, which I thought was around here somewhere, but it's not. It's this one, which has a little bit of life on it, but can, although it's not doing it now, and that's good, it has been seizing inside of the holder. But that's going to do for now. It's going to want a whole new set of brushes. But I want to just test if it works. And these are going to be good enough. I mean, I'm not going to keep them on them. I will tell the guy that he needs to get new carbons, but I had enough of some test ones that we could see. And we're going to pop all of this back together. I'll pop it back into the machine and then we'll see if it runs again. Right, are we going to be lucky this time? He's turned on. Oh dear. Well, that is interesting because in between that scene, I put the flipping PCB back in thinking, maybe it was the carbon brushes. I'm wondering if the excessive carbon from the brushes did take out the PCB. Problem is, there's only one way for me to check, and that is to take the flipping PCB apart again, and we'll try for a third time. It was the carbon excessively carboned and took out the PCB, which is allergic to said carbon. Fantastic, but this is not the repair. This is the test. Hopefully in the next scene we shall do the proper repair. Couple of days later, we have in our hands some compatible motor carbon brushes with holders, which is good news really, because it means that I can have my good working test carbons. We're going to undo all the screws here. Wonder if I can just skip the whole taking that side apart. See if I can just crack the... Come on. I want the mid frame to come out. If the mid frame would just stay put. Have I forgotten a screw? No. 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 Come on. Oh, I don't want to have to take everything apart. Hey, there we go, look. That's all we need for now. Off, out, off, out. And we may as well pop these out because then I can film it just a little bit easier rather than, you know, if you were doing this yourself, you would probably just leave it there. And then hopefully, in fact, we can take this off as well. Hopefully, assuming that these are the right brushes, I can't imagine why they're not. This is the really common type of motor brushes. We'll take that out. Open a little baggie. And in fact, I'm going to put that in there so that in the shed, oh look, they come with elastic bands to keep what is hopefully a nice long carbon brush in place. So that can go there. We got to pop all this. Is going to be quite difficult now that the carbon brush is long. I think it's going to be easier for me to push this in from the side. So we shall pop our little circlip, our little wiring connector back on. Oh, drop one of the screws out at least, and do up the other. There we go. And once I repeat that on the other side, our carbon brushes should be a lot happier. For less than £5 total cost, we have two nice new carbon brushes in this motor. I now have a nice pair of known working carbons. I would not recommend keeping that mostly worn down but still working one that I did fit if it wasn't for the fact that this is a customer repair. If it's your own Henry, of course you're going to be aware that it may only last a couple of months before that one wears down as well. But you know, I don't want this to ever come back for the same issue, so we're going to do it properly. All right, tuck the wires back in semi-decently now for hopefully the last time. We'll pop the spade terminals on that side. Oh, pop the wiring out. And this side. We'll tuck the wiring back in a second. Drop that into place. There we go. Fine, you can go there. Oh. Put the cover on. No, we won't. We shall pop the sound deadening into the cover. It's always a little bit easier to put the sound deadening in first and then slip the whole lot into place. Then we can pop the rubber on. And then we can pop this mid plate on, and I think I'm about to realise that doing it completely intact probably wasn't the best idea. I can't imagine this is just going to screw back up. I think I have misaligned all of the things on the top. So yeah, don't do that. Take the time to do it properly. Take out the cord reel and take off the top cap. And then you can put it back together correctly and we'll see if it works. Put a little bit of oil on those wheels as well. Does the Henry now work? Yeah! Let's just check the brushes aren't going to immediately burn themselves out or something annoying. Oh, yeah! He is fixed. Very lucky that the comm didn't sustain any damage. It just gracefully reached the end of its life and went, nope, we're gone. If the owner had managed to, you know, kick it back into life and carried on using it, that is when the damage would have occurred. So yeah, very lucky this, what was it again, 2008. Henry can go back to living whatever, I mean, lovely, pampered life he wants left. Have you ever changed the carbon brushes in a Henry? If so, did it work or was it too far gone? Do let me know in the comments down below. But until the next dead to alive Henry vacuum repair, I will see you soon. Bye bye.